morning, good afternoon, good evening to all of my wonderful and juicy and delicious little subscribers out there. And how I love you all so, and I hope that you're all super duper well, super duper wonderful and super duper delicious, and that life is treating you oh so deliciously. So what do? 3, 2, 1, my juicy little lads. Thank you, little lads. You're delicious and bright. Yes, they are, aren't they, my little beautifuls? Please remember the churches now, okay? Now then, to anybody who celebrates New Year, my delicious little babies, because I do not want to put a dampener on it, okay, because some really, really value this time of year. So I hope that you all have a super duper and wonderful and happy New Year. Okay, my delicious little babies. Now then, so it's around 11:15 on Wednesday, the 1st of January 2024, and we have had severe winds, okay, starting from yesterday evening, continuing all through the night. I think somebody's tent as well, is starting to dip, from the winds, because it was so powerful, okay. And I should imagine that this morning there's probably more fences that have come down, more our beautiful little trees and large trees have been damaged as well as I'm sure bushes. I'm sure that if anybody was out in it, I can only hope that nobody was hurting anywhere if they were driving or anything, okay, because some trees have been known to come down very sadly onto your brum wheels cars, okay. So we can only hope that everybody's all right. But yes, they've really thrown it at us, okay, my delicious little babies, okay. So this is showing the state of the affairs, I feel, okay, because we've got a ding ding dong dong. No disrespect to anybody. You start using our noddles, do you know what I mean? Well, me personally, I've already been doing it, okay. I did not need to stumble there, my delicious little babies, okay. But the point is, you see, they're throwing everything at us, okay, which, that putrid effing Bill Gates, well, he did say, didn't he, for 2025 that, ones are going to sit up and listen to this one. Do you see what I mean, my delicious little babies? Do you see what I mean, okay? So, so that's what's going on. Oh, and just to let you know as well, okay? So, I'm going back to my 4. Oh, got an itchy nose. I've got a surprise coming, I'm sure, okay? Yes, so what it is, okay? I've got my 4 plant pots on my wall. I've already explained this, and I know it sounds probably boring to some. This is not, okay, my delicious little babies, okay? It seems that whoever's listening to my videos, okay, it's like they gave me a bit of space, you know what I mean? Now they rev it back up again. Do you see what I mean? Okay, sometimes it's subtle and sometimes it's, really in your birth race. Do you see what I mean? So anyway, out of all of my 4 little plant pots, yes, so there's 2 still sat on the wall, okay, so the wind clearly never blew them over, okay. The third one, okay, well, basically what had happened was, no, it wasn't, there was 3 on there. No, it wasn't, there was 2. Sorry, do forgive me, there were 2 plant pots left, okay. Another one, it's like somebody's taken my actual plant out of the pot and then threw my pot, so it just landed right by where my beautiful little tree Anastasia is in my back garden, okay. I mean, beautiful, piece of wood, my acey wood. Do you see what I mean? Okay, that I got, that somebody had cut down another tree, okay, which happens to be called the Acer, okay. But the point is that they've done it, there we are, deliberately. This is deliberate. And then they put my actual plant and dropped it on the floor. It was all still in one piece, my delicious little babies. Do you know what I mean? But they're making a point. There we are, they're making a point. Do you see what I mean? But even though the wind was so severe, okay, still never knocked down 2 of the plant pots. Okay, so, I was picking up the plant pot And, you know, I never got angry. Do you know what I mean? I do occasionally. I really flipping vexed, you know what I mean? But I just thought I'll just leave it anyway. And the song that came to my noddle when I was picking up the plant pot, I don't know if you remember this song, My Delicious Little Babies, okay? And please note the year as well, okay? There we are. Very important as well as the words. It's the year. Do you see what I mean, okay? What is it? One can have a dream, baby. Two can make that dream so real. Do you remember it? One can talk about being alone. Two can say how they really feel. Do you know what I mean? Yes? Okay? It's that song, My Delicious Little Babies Cage. It just came into my noddle. There we are, for some strange reason. Well, there's usually nothing ever strange that comes into my noddle. There's usually, there we are, before I even say it, always a reason why. Do you see what I mean? Okay? But anyway, I need to get into this because I want to tell you about this now then. I'm not sure if my video will upload. I don't know, because I don't know if they decide to bang me off. I just don't know. They did it last year to me, you know, old YouTube. So I don't know about this year as yet. Okay, my delicious little babies, like I said, we get no warning, you see. But the first one I want to talk about, okay, this is on BitChute. This uploader happens to have 31.8 thousand subscribers, my delicious little babies, okay. Now then, this is... philosophers. I do mention them sometimes, my delicious little babies, and with anybody not in that way, okay? Philosophers, search engine of your choice, philosophers stone dot info pure blood, and then space bar BitChute, and then you should have reached your destination, okay? So philosophers stone dot info pure blood, okay? Now, the video should read, okay, and it's one of the most recent now, okay? It's only been hours ago, okay? The effers are poisoning us. What's in the fog? Okay, my delicious little babies, okay? So just repeat that once again for you. The effers are poisoning us. What's in the fog? Okay, so this video is about 3 minutes something long, okay? And somebody's driving. It starts out all rather subtle, actually, okay? But then somebody's driving and they're well vexed, you know what I mean? Your man there, he's well vexed, you see what I mean, okay? Now, the fact of the matter is, we went through a stage in our old Brummy land, okay, where there was a lot of fog, okay? Now, this is something that I hadn't seen for years, and you would have heard me a few days ago where I was talking about that we had fog, okay? Now, it's really strange because I always remember the fog. You know, looking back to it, I always remember the fog. And it was usually, when was it? It was when I was, especially when I'd started senior school. So that was 1984. Yeah, I was not yet 1984. Okay, my delicious little babies, okay? So, and it was all around the 80s, really. Do you know what I mean? Some of the 90s, but the 80s, okay? That's as I remember it anyway, okay? And we used to have some really foggy times. Do you see what I mean, okay? Then it happened in my late teens. Okay, so what was I, about 18, 19 at the time? Okay, and there we are. Then it came around again. Do you know what I mean, my delicious little babies? Okay, so I was just trying to cast my noddle back to, you know, when I remembered the fog where we had a lot of it. I mean, it used to be so foggy at one time, you just couldn't see anything, my delicious little babies, okay? And then, like, sometimes you had to go to school like that. Do you see what I mean, okay? Where you just couldn't see, you know, what was in front of you. Do you see what I mean, my delicious little babies, okay? You know, to go and catch the bus to school. Anyway, so, yeah, well worth a little listen. They seem to be covering this a lot all over BitChute, okay? Because what's happening is, if it was just in one or two places, okay, then we could say, okay, but it's not. It's appearing all over the world. There was one farmer, your woman there, farmer. I forgot which channel it's on now. It's on BitChute. She's had the fog, and that's over in Born in the USA for 6 days. My delicious little baby, 6 days. Okay, I'm sure it's probably on one of sorry, excuse me, one of these channels that I've mentioned. Okay. But yeah, so it's going on all over the place, my delicious little babies. Okay, when that's not happening, we've experienced with some countries, very sadly, recently floods. Okay, in countries where you would not expect them to be floods. Do you see what I mean? Okay, so we're well aware, there we are, of what is going on. But what is rather interesting about all this is that the fog appears to have been making some mankind very poorly, my delicious little babies. Some have felt very nauseous, where they want to project in a bucket. You have had others where they're suffering from sinus issues, you know what I mean, with their noses, or the type of coldy symptoms, flu symptoms. Do you see what I mean? Okay. Others have said that they can smell, that it smells different. There we are, okay, it's a different smell. Well, I mean, I was out and about walking over the past couple of days, you see what I mean, okay? And, I mean, you're not just talking one now. You're talking like 3 or 4 now. Do you know what I mean? This is taking the effing pee. Do you understand what I mean, my delicious babies, okay? So if that's how it is affecting some mankind in different countries, okay, then what is it doing to the crops? Ones have to ask themselves a question, isn't it now? I'm wearing yellow, by the way, today. Usually means rewind and start again, stumbling there, intelligence and wisdom. Do you see what I mean, my delicious little babies? Yes. Anyway, so ones just have to look at that. But yes, they wanted to make sure that for some that they, who celebrated New Year and everything, that just have a sharp time. And today, the weather, raining. If it's raining, it's raining. Do you know what I mean? Really cold. And I should imagine, and we should expect, that it's going to get even colder. My beautiful little babies that you all are, okay? So that's that one. So just thought I'd let you know what's going on there, okay? So the next one now, my little beautifuls that you all are, okay? This is search engine of your choice. He happens to have now 20.3 thousand subscribers, my delicious little babies, okay? Pirate Pete, okay? 2 words into one, space bar, BitChute. So then you should have reached your destination, okay? This video should read, now I've seen this years back, I've seen the longer, there we are, the longer version of this, okay, my delicious little babies, okay, and the video should read 13-month calendar explained by David Straight. April 1st begins, okay, my delicious little babies. Let me just repeat it again, then I'm just going to explain something. So I'll repeat this again for you, sorry. 13-month calendar explained by David Straight. April 1st begins the new year. I don't know about this, but I do not believe, is it David Straight who's not, very sadly, not alive anymore? I do know that, I heard something anyway, but it's like if you're getting in the way, I've said this before, if certain are getting in the way of things now, yes, then they appear to be very sadly removed, okay, my delicious little babies, okay? It's like they completely remove whoever it is, okay, my delicious little babies. This is only, a couple of minutes long, my delicious little babies. Now, what my thing is here with this, I'm just not too sure. You see, because for myself, I was feeling more the January. See, I'm getting it again when I say it, okay? I'm not saying that your man here is wrong. on the video. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, I don't know, it doesn't sound right. I don't know, it's really hard to explain. Do you know what I mean? But I'm always open, there we are, to listening. But I've seen this years ago, but, you know, the longer length. Do you know what I mean? So what was it, probably over an hour long or something like that now then, the one that I watched, okay? But that's what I'm saying. I mean, if you look at different cultures, they have their New Year at a different time of year than what we do in England. Do you see what I mean? Okay, so come on, there we are. Come on, which one is it? Do you know? There we are. Do you know what I mean, my delicious little babies? That's what we, you know, really that we're wanting to know. Okay, if we was to be able to, you know, just a figure of speech, get our hands on some of these books now, then that seem to be kept hidden away from us all. Do you see what I mean, my delicious little babies? I'm pretty sure, there we are, that we would get, there we are, the damn truth now. Do you see what I mean, okay? Part of it with the April, I would say, well, yes, if you look at the new financial year, that's usually in England, I've said it before, falls in April. And for anybody who lives in England, they will know this. Do you see what I mean? So, yeah, that part could, you know, could gel with myself. But I don't know. I keep going back to the January bit. January. Do you know what I mean, my delicious little babies, okay? You know, where, you know, what is it, the New Year's Eve is it the 6th of January, and then the New Year's Day is the 7th of January, okay? But really, whichever way we look at this now then, if somebody starts digging deeper, which your man here did, I'm pretty sure he's not alive anymore. I need to check this anyway, unless I've misheard something, I don't know. Anyway, my delicious little babies, well, if that's the case, I'm you know, I'm extremely sorry that, you know, if he found himself in that situation, you know what I mean? But, you know, the more and more you dig deeper, there we are, is the more and more that, let's just say, others dig deeper. Do you see what I mean, my delicious little babies? But well worth a listen. I mean, I can see where they got it from, because you got, like, I'm born in September, so that is supposedly the 9th month. But if you look at it, Sept is 7. Oct is 8. Do you see what I mean? Okay, I was getting where your man there was coming from. Anyway, I've seen it years ago, so there we are. So I've already listened to this, okay? But somebody's put the clip up again, okay? So, which is a good thing, because it gets one's noddles, you know, to be open-minded, there we are, shall we say, to something else, because we are constantly, aren't we, as mankind, there we are constantly learning. Do you see, okay? And we do happen to be, I would say, very intelligent. We are a very intelligent, there we are, species. Do you see what I mean, my delicious little babies? Species. Yes, okay? Now then, my delicious little babies, so what have we got for you next? Make sure I'm not missing out anything here. Okay, the next one, this is on BitChute, my delicious little babies, okay? Now, this uploader happens to have 71,000 subscribers, my delicious little babies, okay? Search engine of your choice. Nicholas, okay, spelled Nicholas, Nicholas, okay? Space Veniamin, VENRAAMIN, okay? Nicholas Veniamin, okay? Then space, bar. BitChute, so then you should have reached your destination. I do mention our little Nicholas, you know, from time to time. Now, yeah, it's got 71,000, and the video should read, Lewis Herms discusses the fake New Year's with Nicholas Veniamin. Okay, my delicious little babies. So again, you know, ones who are looking, let's just turn the page, ones who are looking more, there we are, into this, okay, and have been for years. You know, they're seeing it as something different. And I'll repeat this again, you know, you see, when you're deprogramming yourself, okay, it can be very, let's just say it is, there we are, it is uncomfortable, you know, because of everything that you've known before or everything that you was told before. Do you see what I mean? Okay. But once you start delving into other things now to find out, okay, you know, it can be very uncomfortable. But like I said, you know, I've never liked New Year anyway, my delicious little babies, you know what I mean? So, you know, so it doesn't affect myself one iota. Do you see what I mean? Okay, but for somebody else, they absolutely adore it. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong. Sometimes in life, for some mankind, bless them, they really do not sit well with change. As we can see what's going on in the world, my delicious little babies, if you follow me. Do you see what I mean? So this one here is on BitChute, my delicious little babies. This uploader happens to have 20.3 thousand subscribers. And again, and I've given a space here, Pirate Pete, search engine of your choice, my delicious little babies. I've mentioned him earlier, okay? 2 words into one, then space bar, BitChute, then you should have reached your destination. The video should read, the evil Canadian healthcare system wanted to harvest his son's organs. This video, my delicious little babies, is just over 6 minutes long, my delicious little babies, okay? Now, I'd actually seen this, was it a couple of days ago? And yes, what your man there's talking about, I mean, this is just, you know what I mean? Anyway, there's a lot that's going on at the moment in Canada and in our old England, and you know what I mean? There's been a lot going on, there we are, for a very long time, actually, okay? It's just that what's been happening now is that it's starting to be, there we are, really exposed for what it is. Do you see what I mean? Okay, and of course, you know, this is going to make others feel uncomfortable. Do you see what I mean? Hence the reason for all the weather, for everything. Do you see what I mean? Okay, because you have to see the state of what's going on. There we are. Do you see what I mean? My delicious little babies. Okay. So the more and more that they do is the more and more, there we are, they're just being exposed. Okay. But this man now, he was told that, well, basically, I mean, oh, poor little baby, do you know what I mean? His dear little son and his dear little wife's dear little son, bless, little baby, was told that, you know, to switch off the machine, okay? Because they wanted the little baby, little Ben's organs, okay? My delicious little babies, okay? Anyway, you know, Papa Bear, there we are, and I should, you know, should imagine, well, quite clearly, Mama Bear, you know, refused to give up. Do you see what I mean? Anyway, so they went somewhere else, and they have been given marvellous treatment, according to what your man is saying here on the video, okay? And he's not letting it go, not at all. Well, you wouldn't, would you? You know, his little baby is his flesh and blood. You know what I mean? You know, I'd be the same. My delicious little babies, I wouldn't let nothing go. Do you see what I mean? Okay? Not a chance. So you can imagine what this poor family, there we are, has gone through. Okay? At the hands of, well, here we go again. Do you see what I mean? My delicious little babies. Anyway. So now, oh, the beautiful little baby son, God love him, okay, is well on the road, there we are, to recovery. But do you see how one will say they want to remove, whereas another will say no, they want to help? Can you see what I'm saying to you? Yes? But this is the brainwashed system to do with a lot of the medical field. My delicious little babies. Do you see what I mean? It's like I said before, I'm going to repeat again. They are very, I've found for a lot of them, there's only probably a few that show any compassion. For the rest of them, there we are. They're not on the same planet as you and I, okay? They do not show emotion, okay? Even if they lose their dear loved ones, okay? It doesn't, I don't know. They do not appear to be wired correctly up here. Do you see what I mean? Okay. So they just get so used to seeing, very sadly, doom and gloom. Okay. That a lot of the time, and I have known doctors in the past, you know what I mean, and nurses in the past, they just do not seem to show that emotion. There's very few who I know who actually do. Do you know what I mean? But then again, they were not in the profession for like 30, 40 years. Do you see what I mean? Okay. So they were very lucky. Do you see what I mean? Okay. But for others, no, totally brainwashed. Okay. But your man there did receive help, and he was showing the machine, you know, with everything, that everything is, there we are, as it should be. Do you see what I mean? Okay. But somebody else in another place, you know, another medical, you know what I mean, said, oh, no, 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 no. Do you see what I'm saying? Yes, okay. For myself, there we are. This is extremely serious. My delicious little babies, you know, but oh, God bless a beautiful little family, you know. May they, you know, or all, all just muck together now, do you know what I mean? And yes, and that they prosper in their lives, okay? And if anybody else is going through that in the world, you know, can we all just say our prayers for them? Do you know what I mean? Because some of them are just not got a choice, or if they do not have anybody around them to help them, or they're not strong enough, they do not feel strong enough, you know, to do anything about something. Do you see what I mean? Okay? But this is what we're up against. Do you see what I mean? But this has been going on a long time. I mean, there's been many cases in our old England. Do you see what I mean? They took it to the High Courts, they've done everything. Do you see what I mean? But it's like they treat, like with the medical field, like they're flipping untouchable. They can do whatever they effing like. And, oh yes, well, we'll learn for next time. No, that's not good enough. It'll never be good enough. Ever. That's my thoughts on it, my delicious little babies. I'm never going to change now, finally. So, search engine of your choice, my delicious little babies, okay? And I'm not shouting at you, but you know how passionate I am. For those of you so very kind enough to listen to me and to watch me, or to put a like, or to even take a look at, you know, some of the videos that I advertise. Thank you. And so very much love to you all. How I love you so. Yes, okay? And, you know, and thank you for, you know, all of your support. Last year, thank you. It's very much appreciated. I'm most thankful. Okay, and God bless you all, wherever you are in the world. So very lastly, search engine of your choice, I repeat again, the space Charlie space Ward, WARD, space Sure. Then space, but I'll be cheated, then you should have reached your destination. Now, they've done a New Year's Eve special, okay. Oh, it was really lovely, because we've seen our lovely, and of course, like I said, not in that way, our lovely Charlie Ward, bless him. Do you know what I mean? Because you don't see much of him these days, okay. But yeah, so he was on the video, you know, for an hour, just over an hour, okay. So it was lovely to hear his voice and everything, you know what I mean. And his little son popped in to say hello. Do you see what I mean? It's just so lovely, you know, because like I said, I mean, especially with the old lockdowns and pandemics and everything, you know what I mean. He was a great source, you know what I mean, to one of the great sources, there we are, to listen to. Do you know what I mean? It was really, really interesting, you know, and he was getting some really good guests on as well. Do you know what I mean? So, oh, God bless dear Charlie and his dear little family, and I hope that his dear little mammy-in-law, oh, God bless her, I hope that she's got better as well, okay? Anyway, and his dear little wife and dear little sons, and, you know, and everybody's well, his family. Anyway, but they had somebody else who was on, because you had Paul Brooker, there was another woman called Chella, and you had Jason Q. He's banging, Jason Q. No joke, okay? And he can break, there we are, anything down. Do you see what I mean, okay? And of course, you know, he goes through it himself. Do you understand what I mean? Because again, you know, because we're constantly learning all of the time, you know what I mean? You've got to have eyes up your effing backside, do you know what I mean? But he's banging, But with Jason, God bless him, and of course, you know, dear Charlie was so pleased, you know, that Jason Q was on. You know what I mean? You can actually find Jason Q on Rumble. There we are. Okay, my delicious little babies. He's so fascinating. If you listen to him, I've listened to him over the years. Okay, there we are, and he's banging. Of course, I haven't seen him for a while. Do you know what I mean? I wish that he'd come on a BitChute more. Do you understand what I mean? If he had his own channel, because I've never seen his channel, or if he's got a channel on there, but I wish he did, because I'd subscribe to him. Do you know what I mean? Not in that way, not in that way. I'm really fascinated and interested in somebody, you know, who goes to those lengths, you know, to do all the research, there we are, to do everything, do you know what I mean? And I'm very respectful of anybody, like our lovely, not in that way, not in that way, our lovely David Icke and his lovely dear little sons, dear little Gareth and dear little Jamie, do you know what I mean? Okay, and their dear friend Richard, do you understand what I mean? Do you know what I'm saying? So for myself, I love to listen to it. Do you understand what I mean? Yes, okay. I mean, they do hours, years, months of research. Do you know what I mean? And I just feel that I mean, please do not get me wrong, you do have thousands who do pay attention, okay? But you get some. It's like with comments, you know, some, especially on BitChute, do you know what I mean? They're flipping, they don't ramp, you know what I mean? I mean, really, some comments can actually be rather nasty, actually. Excuse me, but, you know, but then others would just say, oh, you know, or it's opposition, or whatever. Anyway, I don't want to hear it. Do you know what I mean? To me, there we are, totally negative. And whoever sends these nasty comments, there we are, they're clearly missing the effing point, aren't they? Do you see what I mean? Okay. So, but Jason Q, yes, and he was talking a fair bit as well about, oh, there's a little magpie. They've all come for their food this morning. Bless them all, different little birdies, including little Robin. Little Robin's been on the way, do you know what I mean? So, for a number of days. Very sadly, I'm probably something else. Do you know what I mean? My delicious babies. Anyway, so what is it that I want to say to you just very quickly? He was talking about the 6th and 7th of January as well. Okay, and of course, you know, when I mentioned 557, yes, comes to 17, yes, you need to please and thank you listen to. He's so fascinating, it's unreal. And our lovely Charlie Ward, he really loves Jason Q. You know, not in that way, but he really loves him because he respects, like the rest of us, the research, there we are, that Jason does, okay? But banging video to listen to. And Chella, she's really good as well. So I've seen Chella many times before as well, okay? Not in that way. She talks about all the Iraq and everything like that now. And very lastly, what I want to say, yeah, she talks about the digital, yes. You see, I totally agree with that, okay? Because, and I've been done saying it months ago on my videos anyway, because partly if we got debit card, credit card, something like that. So for years we've been using, I've already been done saying that. And of course, we all have common sense, so we would know that. What my issue is that I do not want it to go fully digital, where there's no ka-ching, 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 you know, cash is king. Do you see what I mean, okay? That's the point I'm making. But Chella is also saying the same. And there are thousands, there we are, of others who are all saying the same. It's all right, got little family of magpies. There's one who's got like a little spark, you know, he's got like a thick head of hair, do you know what I mean? And they all play in the garden. It's really sweet to see. Anyway, my delicious little babies, and I have my beautiful little pigeons, a beautiful little family. There's about 7 or 8 of them now, do you know what I mean? Of course, but they all have the pecking order, take it in turns, and little crows, you know, and everything. Do you know what I mean? You got little and large ones, you know. Anyway, so that's the video, but please, you know, please take a listen. And our lovely, the Charlie Ward show, our lovely Charlie Ward, that video is nearly 2 hours long, okay, my delicious little babies, but well worth a listen, okay? And again, little Chella, bless her, she does, there we are, a lot of research. Do you see what I mean, okay? So very, very good to listen to, okay? And little Demi was there, but you never seen her. And little Paul Brooker, do you understand what I mean, okay? But dear Charlie, he only went for an hour, okay? because he needed to get away and do other things, you see what I mean, with his family, blessed you see what I mean. But well worth a listen to the video. You'll actually really, there we are, enjoy it. You'll really enjoy listening to our lovely Jason Q. You know what I mean? Like I said, not in that way, not in that way. I respect when somebody does a lot of research. Do you see what I mean? That is what I respect, okay? And how they work things out with numbers, with everything. That's what I respect. Do you see? Okay? So, until my next video, please, whether it's morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are in the world, have a super duper delicious time. You only get one life. Okay, my beautiful little honey bunnies that you all are, okay? So what do we have to do? We have to go backwards again, okay? Because that's what it's all about, you see. As well as going forwards, ones have to go backwards, there we are, to understand. In order, there we are, to move forwards. Do you see what I mean, my delicious little babies, okay? And may your beautiful little selves and your beautiful little families all be fully protected. Sending peace, love, harmony and bright blessings to each and every one of you. And how I love you also. You're beautiful, wonderful and delicious. And I love you. So take care, whatever you do, my little lovelies. I hope that the weather's better in your neck of the woods around the world than it is in ours, okay? Take care, lots of love, God bless. Thank you for listening. Goodbye.